Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Alex Tramiel, the CEO of Palo Alto Innovation. Thank you for joining us, Alex.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks so much, Fred.
Give us some background first off before we talk about your CES announcements, some background about Palo Alto Innovation.
Sure. So we're a small startup out in the San Francisco Bay Area in Silicon Valley. We're founded in 2015 by me and a couple other guys. And we're a product design firm that wants to create our own products, which are, practical, easy to use, and have universal appeal.
And some of the products that you have on the market today, give us some for instances.
Sure. So our first product and probably our biggest hit was the Sandman clock, the original Sandman clock, and that's a 4 USB port charging alarm clock. Sounds very simple, and it is. But everyone has all these devices. I came up with the idea after I got an Apple Watch, actually, and I had an alarm clock which could charge my phone, but I needed to charge my phone and my Apple Watch, and then I got a power bank, and then I had to charge my phone, my Apple Watch, and my power bank, and then my girlfriend also had a Fitbit, so we had just this snake of wires coming onto our nightstand. So we decided to create the Sandman, which was a 4 USB port charging clock. And the clock has an alarm in it if you want, but you can also just use your phone and just use the big, easy-to-read display. Just in the middle of the night, you can see what time it is super easily. We also have the Sandman Doppler, which is a 6 USB port charging smart alarm clock, which has ALEXA, I'm not going to say it for obvious reasons, built in. So you can just, say her name, and it'll work just like an Amazon Echo.
And that has stereo speakers as well, and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, the whole nine yards.
Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Yeah, backlit buttons. It's got a multicolor display. It's got a light bar on top where you can display weather or traffic or your stocks. On the bottom, you can do time of week. It has a traffic indicator. It can tell you the temperature, the humidity, and that's all customizable through our app.
What's pricing and availability like? This is just coming out of the gate.
Yes, the Doppler is going to be available in Q1 of 2020 this year. It's been a pretty rough development cycle. We're very open about that. You can read all about it if you're interested. But we're finally shipping. We're in production right now, and we have our first units ready to go for our Kickstarter backers, which we're finally going to fulfill. And we're looking at a price point of around $199 for non-pre-order customers. Right now, we have a great pre-order price of $129.99, which we're going to run through CES. So if you want one, you should pre-order now. We'll have that going for about a week after CES, so you can lock in a great price for the Doppler. That should ship sometime after March. And the original Sandman, we're actually replacing the Sandman Clock 2 at CES, and they're very similar products. It's just refining an already great design. I can talk about that in a second. But the original Sandman we're going to wholesale them actually, or do clearance for $19.99, so we can get rid of our remaining inventory. And Sandman Clock 2 is going to come out at the end of this year.
Tell us about the features of the Sandman Clock 2.
Absolutely. So the first kind of issue or kind of suggestion we had for the next version of the Sandman was it needed to be heavier because the Sandman didn't, it was a good, well-built product. It could fall, it could drop, it was strong, but people would kind of grab their phones in the middle of the night and the clock would kind of fall on its face, which was not good. So we actually, upped the build quality, put a bunch of steel in there, and now the Sandman is big and heavy while staying the exact same size. We put some big rubber feet in there. We also put BLE inside the Sandman Clock 2, so you can set the time as well as set your alarms if you want to use the alarms on the Sandman Clock 2. And what other features do we have? We have new recessed buttons, which are much harder to press, so you don't accidentally change the time. But we also have USB-C on the back of the Sandman Clock 2. So it's the same general idea as the original Sandman, but just much more refined and polished.
Are you looking at doing some other things in addition to clocks, or is that what you're sticking to?
Yeah, so the goal of Palo Alto Innovation was to be the umbrella company, and then we'll have different brands underneath. So Sandman was our first brand. At CES last year, about a year ago, we announced Notify. And Notify is a smart sensor platform. And we're not shipping that yet. We're hoping to get some more availability towards the end of the year. But Notify is a customizable smart sensor. And the idea of Notify is to basically take a non-smart product and make it smart. So I actually came up with this idea because this is a little bit embarrassing, but when I was a kid, I was really bad at brushing my teeth. And my dad would go to my toothbrush and he'd touch my toothbrush. And he said, "Alex, your toothbrush is bone dry. You didn't brush your teeth." And, there's no point in lying to him. He was right. So I thought I could buy a smart toothbrush and it could, remind me to brush my teeth, or it could get it for my future children. It could, say, "Hey, you brushed your teeth." But that seems kind of silly, a smart toothbrush. I'm sure they exist. But what makes more sense is to have a, smart sensor, which goes underneath your toothbrush. And it has a scale in it. So you can tell when the toothbrush has been removed or put back. And you know how long you brush your teeth and how often you brush your teeth, and when you brush your teeth. But why does it have to be just for brushing your teeth? You could use that same scale technology and you could put it under, your pet's food bowl. And you now know how often and when your pet ate, or when your pet needs to have its food or water refilled. And that idea kind of, rolled, and eventually we came up with a Notify Axon, which is the smart sensor with interchangeable, customizable, and expandable smart sensor discs. So you can remove the top of the Axon, put a different smart sensor in, put the sensor disc back on, and it's a infinitely expandable sensor platform. So Notify can be used for, like I said, you can use it for the scale. It has a motion detector, so you can use it for a door. You could use it as a light switch. You could use it to turn on your TV. It has an infinite number of use cases. It's just a smart sensor suite with any sort of sensor you want, because the smart discs are infinitely expandable.
And you're saying you'll have that on the market later in the year?
That's what we're hoping for. Our number one priority right now is Doppler. We're a pretty small company, so we're trying to push out as much as we can, but our goal is to get it at least shipping towards next CES. We're going to be in development of Notify all year. It's a relatively simple product, but it's also infinitely customizable, which, can have some trouble and some problems. So we're still in development of it, and we're hoping to have it launching at the end of the year.
Very cool. Now, for more information on the clocks that people can buy or order, where's the best place to go?
Sure. Sandsmanclocks.com will give you all of the latest and greatest. We're selling the original Sandman, like I said, clearance, $19.99. We have pre-orders for the Doppler, $129.99, and we'll have a mailing list there to sign up for Sandman Clock 2 if you want the new Sandman Clock 2. And Notify is available at node-ifi.me. Notify me.
Great stuff. And the company, again, is Palo Alto Innovation. Alex Tramiel, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Fred, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C. Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.